Holiday season screams warmth and comfort. With everyone's tables adorned with treats and delicious food, there's an underrated category which deserves to be talked about. Beans. Rustic simplicity, an affordable protein source for the masses, and a filling food. Welcome. You're listening to TALRadio powered by Touch a Life Foundation, and this is Foodology. I'm radio host Devansh, and on this show, I talk about the enormous world of a little word called food. Beans have been part of the human's diets for thousands of years, and they come in hundreds of shapes, sizes, and colors. You would have noticed that beans are available from the street carts to gourmet restaurants. Nobody is backing out from using them to create delectable dishes, which always leave you wanting more. An average American consumes about 15 grams of fiber a day, but the recommended daily dose for adult women is 21 to 25 grams, and for men is 30 to 38 grams. Research says that 1 cup of cooked beans provide almost half of the recommended daily amount. Great, right? Beans are popular throughout the world because they have these certain peculiar flavors which go well with many dishes, flavorings, and seasonings. Did you know that they were once used as currency in ancient America? A part of beans' popularity goes to the fact that they store well in warm conditions, and that beans are cheaper than meat, and they are a healthy addition to any meal. This is one type of food which can be seen on the tables of upper class, middle class, and the lower class alike. You will see all sorts of bean dishes around: tortilla, rice, soup, dal, and whatnot. First of all, let's define the term bean. Bean is a broad term that we can use for a variety of plants from the family Leguminosae. The magic about this food is that you can awaken them and bring them back to life. You only need to soak them in water for a couple of hours to activate the proteins, vitamins, minerals, and enzymes inside them. Some of these beans can even be eaten raw, but they are typically cooked or sprouted. They can also be curdled into tofu, ground into flour, and fermented into miso, tempeh, and soy sauce. They're not only incredibly versatile but also economical because, protein from animal sources is superior and expensive in many ways. This is why so many people opt for beans as the central dishes in their meals on a regular basis. Beans are less expensive and can feed a lot more people for less money, which is why beans are so popular, especially in developing nations. Whether it's red beans, black-eyed beans, pinto, azuki, or mung beans, the power that these little gems hold cannot be denied. Many of you may not know this, but beans are one of the oldest cultivated plants on the planet. Mesoamerica is considered the center where the wild common bean originated and spread. Nonetheless, the precise location of the center of origin is still debated. Even though some particular varieties of beans were being cultivated in the Americas, there were other beans being consumed in other parts of the world at the same time, but undiscovered. These varieties later got mixed and gave birth to newer ones. Beans likely became an integral part of the human diet with the development of agricultural techniques such as irrigation and companion planting, which I'll be talking about later in the episode. These cultivated beans have been found in the tombs of ancient Greeks and Egyptians. Domesticated fava beans were found in what is now northern Israel, and they were carbon dated to around 10,000 years ago. These beans were a major staple of the Mediterranean diet, and they were widely grown even before grains. Through travel and trade, these beans gradually spread into India, North Africa, Spain, and the rest of Europe. For thousands of years, the common bean has migrated across the world, from the American continent to Europe, then back again with European immigrants and explorers. At the time of discovery of Americas, the Aztec agriculture was advanced. For example, they had terraced farming, irrigation system, chinampas, and whatnot, and their cuisine was largely based on maize and this common bean. By the time Portuguese and Spanish explorers discovered America, several varieties of beans were already thriving. Moreover, when Europeans arrived, the natives introduced them to the three sisters, a companion planting technique which I was talking about. This technique involved growing beans, squash, and corn together. Why? Well, this method was developed by the ancient Mesoamericans after decades of experimentation. They noticed that the crops were productive when these three in particular were planted together. Up to this point, Europeans were only familiar with fava beans, and when they set their sails back to Europe, they took along seeds from the crops the indigenous people had introduced to them, and they shared it with other nations. By the early 18th century, beans had already become very popular in Europe, Asia, and Africa. Through migration and trade, these newly discovered varieties of beans spread across Europe and to their colonies over the next few centuries. Beans are a staple in all the cuisines of the world. Not only does their mild flavor complement an assortment of seasonings and spices, but beans are also full of health benefits. I'm pretty sure that beans are probably in your diet already, but just saying that adding beans to your diet can be a great decision. They come in both canned and dried forms. Canned beans are great time savers since the beans come fully cooked and they just require some reheating. Anyhow, let's talk about some of the most popular varieties of beans that you can find out there. Let's start with kidney beans. These are one of the most popular beans out there and are known for their vibrant red skin and white interior. They have a mild flavor and make the perfect addition to any recipe. They're packed with protein, heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids, iron, and even have cancer-fighting antioxidants. There really are endless options when it comes to cooking with kidney beans. Add them to rice, tacos, curry, or mash them to make a creamy dip, just to name a few. Every cuisine of the world relishes this bean to the fullest. Cannellini beans. These are the white kidney beans. Cannellini are the largest type of white bean, which makes them meatier than other white beans. All across the world, they are used in soups, stews, and can be tossed in salads. You may have eaten them in minestrone or have had them in some of the other way. Black beans. Black beans are a staple in many Mexican and Brazilian dishes. They have a velvety smooth texture and a mild flavor. They also have a lower glycemic index than other high-carb foods, helping them to reduce the spike in blood sugar that occurs after eating a meal. Mung beans. Mung beans are small, green beans that are soft and mealy when cooked. You can use them in soups, dals, salads, and they go well in stir-fries and casseroles. Typically, you have to soak mung beans before cooking. And they have an impressive list of health benefits. For example, they are high in protein as well as nutrients like potassium, magnesium, folate, and vitamin B. Chickpeas. Chickpeas are also known as garbanzo beans. You're probably familiar with them because they're used to make hummus. They have a round shape and a firm texture, making them great for salad topping. Their nutty flavor makes them perfect for snacking too. Just toss dry chickpeas with a little olive oil, salt, and spices before sticking them in the oven. Not only are they one of the most versatile beans, but they are also packed with a lot of fiber and protein. Pinto beans. Pinto beans have an orange-pink color with rust-colored specks. The word pinto actually means painted in Spanish, and they are loaded with fiber and protein. They are great for dips, stews, refried beans because of their earthy flavor and smooth texture. Beans are super nutritious, but did you know that they also play an important role in fixing nitrogen, which replenishes the soil in which they are grown? Interesting, right? Well, they do this through a cooperative, mutually beneficial symbiotic relationship with the nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Not just the environment, they also have great advantages for our bodies. Let's talk about them. Beans are a good source of protein, and as we all know that protein is an essential nutrient. Beans contain amino acids, which are the protein building blocks that the body uses to heal and to make new tissues such as bones, muscles, skin, hair, and blood. According to research, beans are rich in polyphenols, which are a type of antioxidant. Antioxidants fight the effects of free radicals, which are damaging chemicals or cells in the body. Free radicals can cause cell damage that can result in various diseases, and antioxidants help the body to remove these free radicals. In this way, antioxidant-rich foods such as beans can help to protect the body from many diseases. Many varieties of beans, especially black beans, enhance your gut health by improving intestinal function and increasing the number of beneficial bacteria. This can help to prevent gut-associated diseases. Healthy gut bacteria also support the immune system function and may promote weight loss. Beans feed these healthful gut bacteria colonies. Beans are great for satiety. When a person eats beans, the fibers and the healthful starches can help to create feelings of fullness and satisfaction. And as a long-term dietary strategy, this could prevent overeating and can also help in managing a person's weight. Beans can help to stabilize blood glucose levels or even prevent diabetes because they are high in fiber, which helps to lower blood glucose. People who consume beans regularly may be less likely to die of a heart attack or other cardiovascular problems. There is evidence that high fiber diet may help reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases. Heavy, itchy woolen clothes, chapped lips, and cracked heels. Winter is for all of this. But did you also know that winter is the best season to improve your immunity? During this time, all of us feel hungrier. Amazingly, the body engine works better in winter and food gets digested better. This aids in providing more nourishment for the body, and beans fit the spot perfectly. They are just the right food to achieve all of this. The good thing is that attitudes towards beans are changing recently, and this legume is no longer considered as only the meat for the poor. Whether you're baking with it, brewing it, adding them to your salads, preparing curries with them, bean is an important staple of plenty of worldwide cuisines. Beans around the world come in many shapes, sizes, and colors. And just like tomatoes, potatoes, and chocolate, they have captured the hearts and filled the stomachs of world's people in all type of ways. And that too through a whole host of dishes and culinary creations. Beans are a great source of many important nutrients like protein, fiber, iron, and potassium. Eating more of these plant-based foods like beans is good for your health, your heart, and your mind. You should definitely plan your next meal using beans. They can be had as soup, as an accompanying dish, with bread, rice, noodles, tacos, or simply as a bowl of comfort food. If all of this did not encourage you to add beans to your diet, then I don't know what will. Anyways, thank you so much for sticking around on this episode of Foodology with me. I had an incredible time talking to you. This is radio host Devansh signing off. Hope you have a beautiful and a magical day ahead. See you soon.